Okay guys, so here we've got the GAAHLERI Turbox Mini compressor with GAAHLEri airbrush, which I believe is a 0.2, but I'll take a closer look at that in a minute. I don't know too much about this one. I know it's got a heat control sensor, so if the machine gets too hot, it will warn you, so you can then switch it off and leave it for a bit. The highest PSI goes up to, I believe, is 48. It promises to run really well on low pressure. So let's have a look at it and see what we think. First of all, get the lid off. There we go. Oh, exciting. Here we go. These are little spare bits for your gun. This is the airbrush gun, GAAHLEri. It's very nice. Quite a big, can't get it out, colour pot, which we don't. I really just can't get it out. This is where nails get in your way. Okay, no, can't get it out. 1 sec. Let's just get this on. I'm guessing that's the power cable. This is our little machine. It's very snazzy looking. Please don't look at my nails. I'm a nail tech. They really need doing. Anybody want to do them for me? That would be amazing. Okay, so let's get this out of the packaging. I'll take a closer look at this. It's a nifty little box, this is. There we go. Lovely little box. This is obviously your control. Let's take the peeler off. Yep, that's a control unit. That's where your air hose goes. This will be your airbrush gun holder, on and off button, and power. Okay, let's put that there. I'm just going to try and get this cup up here. There we go. It's quite a big cup. 4 nails. It's a little bit too big. Don't really need it this big because we only use little bits of paint. However, you could use this. The gun feels quite heavy in my hand, heavier than the ones we usually use, but some people prefer it, so it feels like there's something in the hand. Okay, and then we have a hose that comes with it. So I'll just undo this. We'll put it all together and then we shall put it to the test in the next video. Right, so that just gets put onto here. Yeah, just turn this part as tight as you can. As we all know, in airbrushing, everything needs to be airtight. Put the little accessories over there, and then we'll put it onto the gun because we'll test the gun as well while we're here. There we go. So that's that ready. This cap's really good. We like this little plastic cup. That is if you want to airbrush fine detail, or you don't want to keep having to take this off to check your needle for any dried up paint. You can airbrush like this. Don't take this part off because it won't airbrush then. But the front needle cover, basically, you can airbrush like this. If you don't want to put it back on, you can use your little rubber to keep your needle safe. But for now, I will just put it back on anyway. Second, obviously when you put it back on, you have to be careful you don't break or bend the needle. Right, this is the little accessory box. So it's your power cable, and here is your little holder for your airbrush gun, which gets pushed into there. So there we go, gun on, ready to go. Okay, let me plug this in. I've prepped a tip so we can have a play and then we shall carry on. Okay, so we're all plugged in now. The lead, the power lead isn't the longest, but it's okay. So you just hold it down to get it on. So there we are. I'm going to regulate the PSI here, and if you, you obviously have to press your lever on your gun to activate it. So let's say we go down to sort of there. You're on 7.5 PSI and it goes up to 30, not 48 as I thought. Anyway, yeah, so it works this way up. Or maybe it does. I've got to work this part out myself. Anyway, that's how you regulate that. Press the button twice. That gives you the temperature. So it shows you how hot the machine's getting. As we all know, compressors do get quite hot. Right, press it twice as I like to work on slightly higher PSI. I'm going to try this one. So 34. Right, I'm going to put a couple of drops of my white in, and I have prepped a nail tip just with some nude, covered it in matte top coat. I'm hoping we are in. Right, let me come a bit closer for this. A bit closer. There we go. It sprays beautifully. So I'm just going to, I don't know if I can see better with or without glasses, guys. Do you have that problem? Anyhow, right, let's do an ombre. It's too much paint there. That was my fault. And it just stops itself. And let's see if we're in the camera. Yeah. Apart from this part where I've just gone too wet, that means I've pulled the lever back just a little bit too much. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and we'll put a little design on as well, just why not? It's drying this off a little bit. I'm just going to dry this off and change my paint, and we'll put a little design. Okay, here is a little design. Kind of try to cover up my little mistake. Just grabbing my gun. Here we go. Testing it on my kitchen wall. Spray. Actually, what I'm going to do is try it on a lower PSI. There we go. So far, so good. Sprays fabulously. I'm just cleaning it through. That also works quite well. You could also put your PSI up for that part, so it's just that little bit quicker, but it seems to be flushing through quite nicely. I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight in white, keeping it on the slightly lower PSI. A little bit of dry paint stuck there. Here we go. There's a little bit of water left. I'm going to go up a bit. Just add in a little bit of highlight white. Peel it off. And here we have, hold on, where are we? There we are. A beautiful flower. Hope you can see that because my thing is in the way. So the spray pattern, even on the lower PSI, is really nice. So I'm pretty impressed with that. The change in the PSI is very easy. I'm just going to go out a little bit again so we can see a bit more. There we go. Change of PSI is really simple. So I'm going to test it more on lower PSI, especially with my paints, to make sure it all works fine. Check the temperature is 20.8, so actually that's not too bad at all. So really, whilst we're doing nails, it shouldn't overheat because we don't use it enough. Maybe if you start portrait painting, then it's a different story. The noise level is really good. I don't think it's loud at all. It's got little rubbery feet so it doesn't go hopping about. All the specifications are here. 8 to 36 psi rated pressure, maximum 48. There you go. There's all the details for it as well. Can you see that? Turbo Mini. So far, I'm going to show you as well, spraying through. So I'm just going to put that in here, get rid of the paint. There you go, flush it straight through. That's on the slightly lower PSI as well. So, verdict so far, tiny but mighty. The price of this, I believe, I'm waiting to hear back from the company because at the moment they are sold out. On Amazon, they're going for $17.99, but the company does have them at the moment. The company itself, GAAHLERI, does have them at the moment for £1.50, I believe. I can double check that. And also I have a discount code. So if you'd like this discount code and get alerted or when they're back in stock. So far, if it carries on like this, which I'm sure it will, I am really quite impressed with it for such a small machine, because as you all know, I hate most of the small machines, especially those little aircon lookalike ones. They just don't have enough given them, not enough pressure in them, and they don't keep the pressure either. So if it promises it has, I don't know, say 20 psi, as soon as you press your lever down to start releasing the air, it drops down to, I don't know, maybe 9 or something like that. Where this one, let's see, it stays 7.5. It stays until you're finished. Okay, so yeah, impressive, really happy. We'll be using this over the next few weeks on my clients, so I will certainly report back on any more findings. So again, that is the Turbox Mini from GAAHLERI. Shout me if you want a discount code and put your name down for the next available one. Definitely a good discount value airbrush. Hold on, I'm not sure if for the 50 the gun is included or not. You'll need to double check that. But anyway, even if it's just for the box, £50 is really not bad. It's a really good price for something that actually works. Hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye for now.